Adolescence.
So we are talking from our personal experiences. You made teenagehood was a mess. Gosh.
I had anger issues, my goodness. I had wacha nikwambie alafu kweka grudge. Mamangu akinichapa nampatia silent treatment ingine kali mpaka she'll apologize. I hope my children never do that to me. Hi guys.
Hi.
This is the Grey Purple.
Welcome to our channel.
So for those who have been following us, thank you so much. And if you are new here, please subscribe.
And like if you like what we have to share today.
Yes, kindly. So today we're going to talk about adolescence.
And our experience as adolescents.
Hey.
As you may be able to tell, tumepita kidogo level.
Of course. Yes, tunaelekea ile stage nyingine. So today we'll be talking about adolescence and our experiences and maybe a few tips from our experiences about how you can handle this with your siblings, if you have any that are going to go through that stage, your children, if you're a parent, etc.
So I think, okay, where do we even start? What is your earliest memory of your adolescence, teenagehood?
I don't know why when I think of adolescence I mostly think primary school. Hapo class 8 hapo.
Class 7 hapo.
Yeah, your area. Why? That was the one.
Kulienda.
That was the one. That was the one. Maze anger. I was an angry child. Sijui ni kwa nini.
What were you angry about?
I don't know. It just felt like everyone annoys me. I found everyone annoying. Unajua hata ukitumwa, you just feel like why can't you just do it yourself? Hey, my mama alijiona. So I had anger issues. And but I thank God I no longer have that.
And you never knew where the origin of the anger came from?
I think it was just, if I still had that today, I would say that maybe I had unresolved issues from my childhood. But since I no longer have the same, I would say, ilipita ilikuwa ni stage.
Me pia, I dealt with a lot of anger issues, but not on the onset. I think nikiwa from 2 hapo. Yeah. From 2, from 3. Mix your hormones and then I think unresolved issues at childhood for sure. Yeah. Sababu when I was younger, nilikuwa nimejifunza ku suppress.
Or you don't talk about
I wouldn't talk about whatever I was going through. I would go through things alone. So things would happen to me na ninyamazie. Yeah. So when I became a teenager, zililipuka. I used to have, I don't know, I think I was constantly in a state of like surakazi. Yeah. Don't talk to me.
Oh, so mambo ya surakazi and I'm still like that to date. That one, my resting bitch face, that one I cannot solve. Hata nifanywe surgery bado iko, so hiyo nime accept.
Yeah, and accept to go.
Oh my God, but you saw me accept too.
Yeah, so I was angry, but I can pinpoint where that anger came from. Yeah, but that's a story for a whole other day.
But maybe a single thing maybe you could relate to.
I think where it came from was I felt as a teen, I felt misunderstood, and then I also felt like people were being hypocritical, so to speak.
Or the very things that they tell you not to do.
Yeah, they are doing themselves. Yeah. And then I felt like I was constantly being picked on. So now, have I really addressed those issues fully? I'm not sure. Lakini, at the time, I wasn't able to process them. Sababu zilikuwa shida zangu. I felt like the world was against me. Yeah. So I was really angry.
But wait, this thing of being picked on. You had siblings, so you felt like they were being favored. Yes. And you were not.
Me, I'm the only guy.
Ndio unafaa upendo zaidi.
My friend, expectations for me were higher.
Oh yeah, there's always that gender aspect of it.
Yes, I was expected to, I don't know, be
more disciplined,
be tidier. And generally, I was a disciplined girl growing up. But I just felt like, why is it that kitu ikifanyika mbona nyumba ni chafu, mbona kuna hivi,
and my brothers are not being questioned.
My brothers are not being questioned. I'm like, yo, but tuko watatu, mbona naulizwa peke yangu? Oh, you know, you're the girl of the house. And I remember actually asking my mom, kwani ni matiti zinaoshanga vyombo?
Oh my god.
I kid you not.
What?
I was a very
Kuchapwa?
forward person. Sikuchapwa. I think sikuchapwa. Sikuwa nachapwa za teenager.
We?
Sikuwa nachapwa za teenager.
We, mimi nimechapwa kwa class.
Nilikuwa na maneno. I used to
mdomo. Sasa ungekuja
ilikuwa-
Mombasa watu wangetoboa kweli. Ungelelewa Mombasa watu wangetoboa.
I had a mouth on me and a half.
So for me, it wasn't actually being picked on. I felt like now I was the only child. I still am. It's not like anything changed. But I felt like, what stopped you from having other kids so that I don't have to go through all this alone? I mean, why am I the only kid? So I really used to hate it. Unaenda kucheza unaambiwa hapana usiende kucheza. I don't know why my mom was so insecure about having me out there.
Hata mimi nilikuwa naambia kucheza.
Ukiwa a girl and the only child, inakuwa notch high, inakuwa hapa juu.
You need to be protected at all
She
costs.
felt like I will die, and if I die then that's it. I don't know, for me it was just like, bana, get a life. Mimi achana na mimi, I need to play. Umekata kuza mtoto mwingine, so let me have my life. Let me live. So mine was just on another level. I really hated the fact that I was the only child, and my mom was not in a position to have another one. So I came to understand later, but at that point I was like, bana.
I think for me, actually, that might have been the root cause of me wanting to see a more gender balanced society.
Yeah.
Because I would find like my big bro atatoka akienda.
Yeah.
Atenda mzururo zake aende azunguke, but when he's leaving, so upeke chakula, alafu upanguze nyumba, alafu ufanye.
When unaambiwa hivyo sasa?
Ananiambia ati saa mimi nimeishia. Tunaishi hapa si wote. Why is it my responsibility?
True. I've actually come to realize
duty calls.
I was saying, I actually feel like the root of the, should I say, discrimination in gender roles, because to me it's discrimination. I don't see why I should wash utensils and my brother isn't washing by virtue of being a boy. I think that's where it starts. It starts with the family, and you know the family is the smallest unit of society. So it is the family that reinforces all these things. As a parent, whoever you are, make sure kama ni kazi watoto wote wanazifanya the same. Hakuna kazi ya msichana wala ya mvulana. Otherwise we'll end up with a society, mvulana hajui kupika. You marry a man who doesn't know how to cook, who doesn't know how to do anything, because that's how he was raised. And you'll always blame it on that. You'll always say that's how I was raised. And that's it. So I think it starts with us.
I used to really look at it as like that aspect of discrimination against girls.
Yeah.
But then there was another angle that was brought to me recently, that it's actually disadvantageous to the boys themselves.
True.
Because you'll find, like in Kenya for instance, we are very ambitious, we're being pushed. We're very aggressive to women, we've been really empowered and all that. But as you see, we were expected to keep the house clean, do the house chores
from a very young age,
and still do very well in school.
Yes.
At the same time. So you must learn how to balance everything and be on top of your game.
With the few resources that you're given.
Yeah. And we carry that into adulthood, into our places of work and all that.
Yeah.
Now for the guy, he anashanga, all these women, they're so aggressive, siku hizi, nini. But then, that's also the way they were raised, because ni unakaa tu hapo, things come to you.
They didn't see this coming.
They didn't see it
coming.
They
didn't see all this.
Alafu anashanga ala.
Exactly.
Yeah, so think about it.
Boy child. If you went through that, don't let your son go through the same. Because 20 years to come, women will be in a better position.
Plus, it's a life
than
skill.
where we are today. Cooking, doing all those things, it's always a life skill.
And it also teaches you how to coexist with people.
True.
I can tell you right now, my brother is kupika.
Yes, nakumbuka juzi
ako tu sawa. So honor, he would have missed.
So another issue I had was should I call it sexual confusion? There was no sexual education for me. What I was told was usicheze na wavulana, and that's it. Usicheze na wavulana, na ni hivyo. Na mimi I didn't go into details eti unamaanisha nini ukisema nisicheze na wavulana? Of course mamangu alikuwa mtokotea mbali. So you don't ask.
My mom talked to me about it.
Lucky you.
Lakini see, not in depth really, because she's a counseling psychologist. So she talked to me about my periods long before akanifunza kuvaa knee pad. So by the time they were
That's
coming
another
to
one.
school to teach us,
You already knew.
Yeah, I was a pro.
Meaning about to at some point expect some blood will be coming out of your, you know, your vagina.
What?
So the day it will be coming, just let me know, and that's it. That's it.
Were you allowed to have boyfriends?
I didn't have any boyfriends. What was dating? Where?
Oh, my
I
mom.
only started dating after high school.
My mom told me that at some point you'll start liking boys, and it is normal, and it is okay to have a friend who's a boy, but make sure that I know who they are.
Yeah.
And that you don't meet in public. I remember
You
her
don't
telling
meet in
in
private.
private, sorry. And don't ever be in a room with
Yeah.
a boy and the door is closed.
Wow.
I remember her telling me these things.
That's really awesome.
So even when we'd go hang out with friends
Yeah.
after class 8, Nini,
Yeah.
and we're a bunch of boys and girls, I'd always say, I leave that door open because my mama told me.
Now you see, my mom never told me that. But though she would be seeing me walking around with, you know, boys from school, and she wouldn't complain. But defining those boundaries, that I had to do that for myself. Not because nilikuwa nishaambiwa usicheze na wavulana. I had to discover that for myself, because I think in primary school we had a lady who already had, I think, 2 children.
Oh.
Yeah, so no, in primary school, yes. So for me, nili associate here with, she played with boys, that's why. Of course I was aware about sex. I knew she had sex, and that's why she was in this position. So for me it was anything private, anything beyond, you know, friendship, I cannot do. But that wasn't told to me. I had to figure that out for myself. Yeah, so I wouldn't want that for my children.
I started it. My first boyfriend I had when I was in class 7.
Anyway.
Alikuwa deskmate yangu.
It's my
Shout out to
experience.
you. And I think for me that really set the mark for what my dating life would be, because my mom had told me it's okay to have a boy who's a friend. So he used to come home.
Oh, nice.
Anakuja home, tunachapa story and all that. So even in school,
So no physical, there was no physical, no kissing.
there was no kissing. I didn't even hug this boy. I kid you
Jamani,
not. I didn't even hug this boy.
Mapenzi yalikuwa langu with boundaries.
Because I understood from what my mom had told me that liking someone and having feelings for someone doesn't necessarily mean physical.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, and I was lucky that also on his end he didn't associate that with physical. So for us,
or maybe he did, but he didn't know how to.
He never made a move.
See, inataka courage. You know, it's not easy.
No, he was a cool kid. He was a
Oh,
coolest
so he
boy in
was
school.
those that will make moves actually.
Yeah, he would have made a move if he wanted to.
That's good
And
then.
something else that has stuck with me about this boy to date is how honest with me. He dumped me. Okay. Niliachwa the day before Valentine's. I think class 8.
Valentine's has never been the same for you, mates.
No, it's fine.
It's fine. Okay.
Because he came and he told me before we even broke up. He told me because I noticed there was a new girl in school, big boobs.
He's on
a lip gloss.
We need to talk about it.
Sana akakadem karembo, and then all the boys are swarming around her. And
of course,
I can
the cool boy wouldn't be left out.
Yes, my man is among the boys swarming around this new girl. So I had noticed, but I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
But he came and he told me, you know what, I think maybe I might like her kidogo, but don't worry, I still like you more.
You want
like,
her?
Okay, cool.
But the fact that
I wasn't. Of course, it didn't feel good, but it was nice that he was honest with me.
Yeah, actually, that's really commendable.
So even when he broke up with me and he told me, okay, so I've come to realize that my feelings for this chick, let's call her Perpetua.
Ooh, so Perpetua.
My feelings for Perpetua are more than what I thought. So maybe me and you, I don't think it will work. And I was like, cool.
And you got her?
No, they didn't happen.
Oh,
but
they never even dated.
I don't know. I don't think they dated.
Okay.
I cried, but I've carried that with me to this day. That I need someone who is going to be as honest with me. It has nitaumia,
but it's better.
But I'd rather know.
Another issue for me was body image issues. Boobs. Gosh, I was so scared of boobs.
You were scared of boobs?
Yes, I was so scared of boobs. I was imagining zitakuwa tu kubwa poof, and then I won't be able to handle them. God, again. that chick in primary school, the one who had kids, had so big boobs. I think because she had breastfed and all that process. So for me, I was so scared, and then she was being picked on and all those things. I wasn't ready for boobs. Zilipoanza kutoka nilikuwa, I didn't start walking funny, kuzificha and all that, but I was really afraid. I was just telling myself, I hope they will grow gradually and not just come out and
when they started growing, ulikuwa unavaa sweta ya kujificha?
No. Funny enough, I never did that, but I really demanded for a bra from my mom, na akakataa kununua, na tulikosana sana. Unajua tule tu bra yes, those ones, book top.
Actually nazitafuta sahi. I find
women refuse to buy that for me.
Why?
I don't need it. Seti nilikuwa na boobs, it was just things coming out.
But
she felt like,
I remember that stage. Tulikuwa tu like
they were literally
protruding nipples.
And I'm very sensitive. Mtu akikuguza if you just feel pain.
They were really painful when they were growing. My gosh, I forgotten all about that.
But the way, if you have children, tell your children about that. They need to prepare, because I don't think that is taught in school. You're told you'll get breasts, but no one tells you they'll be uncomfortable and painful and all that.
And the way they will grow. I don't remember how long it took for mine to grow out, but I remember that those protruding ones, and then I would wear a sweater over my shoulders to cover.
Oh, ile unafunga hapa and then
sasa zilikuwa zinakaa hivi. Okay, tulikuwa tudogo, so tulikuwa tunakaa hivi. It wasn't just nice at all.
Funny looking things.
So I would cover myself with a sweater, and then eventually my mom got me those
while in primary school.
Yeah, while in primary school. I think maybe the reason why some moms may shy away from that is maybe they feel like a bra means that you're very grown up. But really,
I get there's always that fear for a parent. Personally, I dread adolescence, not just for myself, but even my child approaching that. It scares me. Because you know, the period of rebellion, the very issues that we went through, we should expect the same from them. So I really get worried whether I'll handle it correctly, whether I'll steer them in the right direction so that they don't end up with issues and resolve the issues from their childhood and all that. So it's really a scary
and
period.
If you remember to be patient.
Yes. I mean, I'm the most impatient person. The people who know me very well, jamani. Mimi yule mimi nakwanga late kama, lakini ukichelewa I'll call you 50 times.
As I say, as I do.
I'm not proud of that, but it's just something I'm not able to deal with. Like I can't. Says it when nimekuita kwa mara ngapi. So like sikwangi na hiyo. But I don't know about when it comes to children, it's different. It's different. I am learning to be patient. I'm learning to give them their time.
What were you like with authority, walimu?
Authority. I had no problem with teachers because when it came to school, I was very disciplined. But sasa nyumbani, I felt like my father died when I was very young. So there was the father figures that were there in my life were my uncles. And I felt like they're in my space. They have no authority over me. They're just uncles. Si baba yangu. So I always questioned, like, if my mom was not in a position to discipline me, she would order them to do so. Specifically one, actually. She would order one to do so. And I hated him. I hated him for that. I equally hated my mom for that. I felt like, why can't you do it yourself? This person is not my parent. So he has no authority over this. So it made me build a lot of anger. I think, let me say towards father figures mostly.
That might have been also. How young were you when your dad died?
I was 6. So at the age of 13, baba mwingine anakuja hapo anaanza kuniambia you need to do this, that. I felt like unaniambia. But that's just something I question inside of me, and that was another issue, that there wasn't this space for me to ask or vent or ask my mom, mbona wewe ndo unatuma huyo akuje kunipunish. So I think that was also an issue.
For me, the kind of authority that I rebelled against was not being told why.
Oh yeah, true.
Usiniambie tu usifanye. Like how do I explain? Coming at me aggressively. Unakuja kuniambia kitu. Yes, nimekosea. Na ni sawa mimi ukosea. But don't talk at me like So just sit down with me and level with me. I think I can reason with people, and I like to understand the reason why. And I think my nephew is also the same way. If you tell him acha kufanya hiyo kitu, by the way unajiongelesha, until you explain to him
ukifanya kitu this will happen.
This is the reason why you should stop doing this, because this will happen. So when people would refuse to do that, or felt like they could use scare tactics with me, then it didn't work with me.
So how did you handle it whenever it happened?
I got into a lot of trouble, I'll tell you that for free.
Another thing was mood swings. I think hizo tunazibeba for the rest of our life. Estrogen ama nini.
For me, it comes when I'm about to have my period. I think the day before, and it started. I started my period when I was 12.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, I started my period when I was 12. So I would find myself lashing out at someone, and I'm like, what am I reactive?
That was so unnecessary.
It was so unnecessary.
So uncalled for.
Yeah, and then I don't know. Sometimes I would apologize and be like, "Yo, Pole, I don't know what that was about." Yeah, but to date, I still have mood swings.
You know, so for women, I think those we can. But for some reasons, adolescents,
ziko extreme.
Hey. Banging doors, wanting to be alone, don't talk to anyone. How do you explain those things? Unasikia umechoka tu na kila mtu.
Mimi mamangu kama hakunitupa.
She's there for you for the rest of your life.
Atuko tu sawa.
Mko sawa. Mko poa tu.
I was angry. Sometimes I was sad, and I really enjoyed being by myself. I still do to date. So I don't know.
Did you feel like your experiences were different from those of your brothers? Like when they were, as you were going through your adolescence stage, did you feel like the experiences were totally different from what you were going through?
No, I think they might have been similar, but because we were all experiencing it at different times, and then we didn't speak about it because boys and girls and all that. Because I'm the only girl. I always wished I had a sister to share these things. Yeah, to go through life.
Sasa sister, mimi situation yangu hata ni tofauti kabisa, but anyway.
And then these boys would gang up against me.
Really?
Yeah, because I would just be an easy scapegoat somehow for everyone. So yeah, it was very lonely.
No, but kama ya mood swings, which we associate with hormones, did you feel like they didn't show the same?
No, I think
the things that you did and you would associate them with mood swings, they didn't do.
For my big bro, I wouldn't have noticed because he's a bit older than me. He's like 6 years older than me. So by the time he was going through his adolescence, maybe I wasn't very aware. But I saw with my small bro that there were times when he was a teenager, he'd get overly moody or overly angry.
Yeah, so it cuts across.
I think it cuts across.
I wish we had a guy here to tell us about the experiences, but maybe next time. So we have a few tips that we'd like to share with you. We're not experts in this, but we feel like this maybe might help.
Yeah, what would have worked for us?
Yeah, what would have worked for us.